Coffee. Rim Country Forum today being brought to you by the good folks at Holiday Cruises and Tours, Choice Auto and Truck, Anytime Fitness, Dan Good Flooring, Hospitality Wireless, Sunshine Cleaning and Restoration, and the Dana Law Group. It's 5 minutes past 9 o'clock, 65 degrees, and it's Friday, and you know what that means. That's right. It's time for your hometown movie, guys.
Crank it up, crank it up.
Minus the gal. We have Craig and Andy in with the studio, and Tina's taking the day off to go traveling across the country or something. Anyway, happy to have our hometown movie guys with us in the studio this morning. How y'all doing?
Great.
Great. In a word?
Great. Yep. And hello, people out there in Radio Land.
yeah. And you know, Craig, this has got to be kind of good for you, because I mean, this has been a weird. We were just talking with the mayor and with the president of the Rim Country Regional Chamber of Commerce about the negative impacts that all of this shutdown has had on businesses, and certainly this has had to have been a difficult time for the Sawmill Theaters, because I mean, you've been how long have you been closed now?
We actually closed on March 17th.
March 17th.
So 2 months.
And that's a big hit. But the good news is you're reopening tomorrow.
Yeah, well, Arizona's entering phase 1, and that lets movie theaters open back up.
And before we talk about the movie selections that you're going to have available this weekend, we also want to talk about the fact that you're promoting the social distancing, and how exactly are you doing that in the theaters there?
Well, we've got, we started out with blocking every other row.
Right. Good, so no one's going to sneeze down your neck.
Yeah, those rows are blocked. You're going to have plenty of space in there. That leaves, I think, 80 seats in the big theaters, and then we're going to cap that at 50 tickets per theater. So
right.
We're blocking off every other row, and then taking another 30 seats out on top of that.
So you're showing the same movie in multiple theaters simultaneously?
Yes, yeah. Well, we got Home Alone in 2 theaters and Casablanca in 1 theater.
Well, this sounds perfect, because not only can you go watch a movie, but it's not going to be cram-packed. You're going to have a little bit of room to move around. This actually be from the customer perspective, I think this would be great.
Well, we want people to be comfortable.
Right.
That's going to be a big thing for us. For theaters, of course. That's people have these images of crowded movie theaters, and we're just not going to have that. It's going to be spaced out. You're going to have plenty of room.
What about those of us that are already kind of spaced out? Sorry, never mind, don't answer that.
We'll get to that one in a little bit.
Now you do have, and one of the tough things too has been that, when it comes to the shutdown, that also shut down movies coming to you and stuff. So we've got some classic movies that I think would be great to watch on the big screen again. And of those, Home Alone, what's the
Macaulay Culkin.
His big debut, and he's all grown up now, but that's still a great movie. And an 8-year-old troublemaker must protect his house from a pair of burglars when he's accidentally left home alone by his family during Christmas vacation. And it's on Saturday, tomorrow. You're going to be able to see that movie at 1 o'clock and at 7 o'clock, and then again on Sunday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And the other one, and this one I'm really excited to see as well. I don't remember the last time I've even. Have you played this at the Sawmill Theaters before, Casablanca?
We did. It was our 2nd or 3rd classic film, so it's been 3 years ago.
And you may remember Casablanca, that great movie. A cynical American expatriate struggles to decide whether or not he should help his former lover and her fugitive husband escape French Morocco. Again, that'll play on Saturday at 1:30 and 7:30, and on Sunday at 1:30. The cool part too is tickets are just $5, and as we mentioned, social distancing measures being implemented. So only about 30% of the capacity in there, but the same movie's playing in multiple theaters. So everybody's got a chance to be nice and relaxed and appreciate the social distancing. But good to see you guys getting back up and open again.
Yeah, and as you kind of alluded at there, the studios are shut down.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have any new film coming until July.
Right.
So we're going to be a classic movie theater here for the next 6 weeks.
Right.
And we're kind of let the market dictate how we open up, how quickly we open up, or how far we go.
I still, I think, and as it has been evidenced with your classic movie Saturdays in the past, there's a lot of people that like a movie like Casablanca, to be able to see a classic movie like that on the big screen with the great sound systems that you have and everything. I mean, I think it's just a great reason to, get out of the house and go out and do something, go catch a movie. And the really best news of all is the concession stand is still open.
I love popcorn.
Gotta love it, gotta love it. You were doing drive-up popcorn sales last week, weren't you?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, last Friday.
Yeah. Did you get some big bags and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Nice.
We were selling nice bags of popcorn. Not too bad. We had about 50 people come through.
Gotta love it.
So yeah, it was decent. It was decent.
Keeping people coming down to the Sawmill Theaters, gotta love it. And Andy, now are we gonna get reviews from you on Casablanca or Home Alone?
I think
Choosing his words carefully, here's Andy McKinney.
Yes.
No, okay.
Actually, I want to talk about Casablanca a little bit. I was fortunate enough to be able to see it on the big screen for the first time in my whole life, which is really a long time now. And to see Casablanca on the big screen is really an experience.
And you're talking about for the first time seeing, this is when it was originally out?
Oh, you are a mean man.
Yes, and so what's your point?
No, I'd only seen it on TV, and Ingrid Bergman has a reputation for being, one of the great actresses of all time. And, I said, okay, I don't have any quibble with that, but, I didn't really get it. But you see her on the big screen. There's one scene where she and Humphrey Bogart are discussing their situation. And their situation is that they are madly in love with one another, but they've been separated, and in the meantime, she has, as a matter of duty, married an anti-Nazi underground guy, and so she's married. She's married to an important guy, and it's the middle of World War II, so it's a big deal. And they spend, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes discussing their situation, and it's unbelievable acting.
And Bogey does a pretty darn good job of that as well.
Yeah, I expected that of him.
Yeah.
But to see that on the big screen is really, really a choice experience in life.
Nice. Well, I tell you what, we do have a caller on the line, so before we leave him, or lose him rather, let's see if we can get him on the air. Hi, you're on Rim Country Forum. Good morning. Hi. Very good. How are you?
Good, this is Terry, and I'd just like to remind Andy that we'll always have Paris.
Oh, thank you so much, Terry.
Yeah, a line from the movie.
A line from the movie, yeah.
At least I'm hoping that's what he was referring to.
Yeah, and there are some good lines in there.
Mhm. I was expecting one of them to come out of your face.
Oh, well, I thought you would remember one.
I only remember stuff from like Animal House and those kind of movies. But I tell you, the one thing that I get a kick out of, talking about the other movie that'll be playing this weekend at the Sawmill Theaters, is Home Alone with Macaulay Culkin. I saw a very interesting thing that, oh golly, I can't remember the name of their show on cable and satellite, but these are like science guys that try all these different experiments and stuff like that, and they reenacted some of the scenes from
Oh, how fun!
And like where the can of paint on a rope comes down from the stairs and smacks the guy in the head. They used a dummy, and that actually would have pretty much broken your neck and just taken you out completely. And there was a number of different spots in that movie where they reenacted these things, and I mean it was pretty interesting. Certainly funny to think of some kid coming up with all these booby traps, and those burglars in the movie were certainly boobs. So I mean it all works great.
Joe Pesci is great in that.
Yeah. What's the other guy's name? The tall.
Don't remember.
Yeah. Sadly, I don't think anyone does. But he was so funny. Anyway, great movies, and as you mentioned, Craig, with the studio shut down and everything, it's going to be a little while before you're getting fresh movies again. So this is a great time to look at maybe some classics. And are you looking for input from the public as far as what they'd love to see?
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
All right, so Animal House out of the picture.
We can do Animal House.
All right.
Yeah,
Have you ever done the Second World War epic saga the internment camp of crud,
Bridge
the Great Escape.
No, we did not do that.
You know, that's another one I would recommend. I think that, I've only seen that one time in the theater, and it's when it originally came out, and I saw it at the old Fox Theater in downtown Phoenix. And even as a young punk, I found that riveting, and every time I've run across it on television, I always have to stop and watch it. Steve McQueen jumping the motorcycle, and you know, just so many different things about that movie really became kind of iconic.
Yeah, McQueen did his own stunts in that too.
Yeah. I have a late uncle who lived in Honolulu who used to ride motorcycles with Steve McQueen. Allegedly supported, supposedly reported. Well, that's what he said anyway. I never saw it, but
what we're looking at is kind of bringing in more of an adult film and then a kids movie.
right.
You know, we'll probably just be playing 2 movies at a time here, and again, we'll kind of let the public determine that. If people come out and really support this, we can go, we can open it up a bit more, but right now, it'll probably just be 2 movies at a time.
Well, hats off to you for keeping the social distancing thing going. That makes it that much more inviting for people that are still kind of concerned about catching other folks' bugs and all that. And so the folks at Sawmill Theater getting you taken care of. We do have another caller on the line. We're going to take that call, but first, these words from our sponsors.
Are you tired of your unreliable
And we'll see if you're still there when we come back.
But yeah, that was the wrong motorcycle in that movie too.
The wrong motorcycle?
Yeah, he was riding a Triumph because that was the only one he could make that jump with. The
Ah,
motorcycles that were available then were BMWs, and if you'd have gunned the engine, it would have done this in midair.
oh, really? That much torque?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right through the air.
That's interesting.
Randy, the show was Mythbusters.
Mythbusters, that's right. Thank you for...
It was driving me nuts.
Yeah, well, and it's a short trip for me.
I almost thought of that.
And question answering right on the phone with text messaging. Try
All right, I gotta correct myself.
it.
She always keeps me on track.
Guaranteeing
All right.
our service for reliability, speed, and quality. Oh, did I tell you you can lower your bill to
I do have to look, I did get an email from Universal, they're kind of opening up their catalog, so there's more some choices there that we can do also.
Or shoot a text to 928-970-2065.
It's just gonna be weird, we're gonna see what happens tomorrow. and go from there.
Hospitality
Cool.
Wireless.
I think what you're doing is great, and at least get people, you know, used to the idea of going back. But also, I think, you know, making a big deal of the fact that, hey, help us, you know, choose the classic movies you want to see. I mean, we got, you know, with 60% of the population being retired, there's a lot of classic movie people that would probably love to see something like that.
That's kind of a concern too. You know, our base traditionally was older people.
Right.
I don't know how they feel about coming out. You know, that's really what we gotta weigh. I don't know how Pace is gonna take it. You know, I think we're kind of split.
And the kids are all out of school too, so
Their kids moving
I'm
to
sure
work.
they're bored.
Oh, sure. I mean,
Throw in some teen movies.
you know, even weekdays, you know, Monday through Thursday, if we can just play, you know, like one kids movie.
Yeah. Or we could do zombie movie Wednesdays.
Oh, there you go. Or
I
maybe a double feature with
predict
cartoons.
you will be swamped.
Here we go, 3 seconds.
Hopefully.
Welcome back to Rim Country Forum. 18 minutes now past 9 o'clock, 66 degrees. Talking with your hometown movie guys. Again, Tina's not with us today, but Andy and Craig are with us and talking about everything going on at the Sawmill Theater. Coming up.
Play it again, Sam.
Oh, there you go. Coming up in the next half hour, by the way, we will have with us the Superintendent of Schools, Linda Gibson, with us. Going to be giving us some information about, you know, with our graduating seniors this year, they want to do something, you know, to help recognize them. It's been a weird year when it comes to the close of the school year and the graduation and all the things that, you know, you're used to, the prom and all of that. Everything's different. So she's going to give us a lowdown on what they're going to be doing here at the in the next few weeks here for the end of the season for our seniors, and we'll find out more about that coming up. But right now, talking to your hometown movie guys and taking calls from you at 474-2427, and back to the phones we go. Hi, you're on Rim Country Forum. Good morning.
Willie is talking with Rick, Humphrey Bogart's character. And Lord Rain says to Rick, why did you come to Casablanca? And Bogey says, I came for the war. And I can't do a great impression of that. And he said, and Gordon Rain's character responds, waters, we're in the middle of the desert. He has a great line. Bogey Stoneface says, I was misinformed. Greatest line, no, I'm loving the show, guys. I'm gonna try to catch Casablanca, one of my favorite movies.
All right, thanks, Mayor. We appreciate the phone call. And, you know, when you think, what are some of, oh, we have just a few minutes to blow here. What are some of the other iconic quotes that bring people back to specific movies?
Well, at Casablanca, of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine.
Right, oh, there you go. Yeah, that's another biggie, you bet. And
Those are, you know, you can go through movies, you know, since they started, you know, there's these iconic lines that we could do a whole show on that.
yeah, I think that's a really interesting idea. I mean, I know that you're an aficionado, you know, Andy, of zombie movies, so I don't know how many iconic quotes come from zombie movies.
Zombies don't talk.
Ah, okay.
So you know, we're kind of out of, well, yeah, occasionally, but generally no, and so we're kind of out of luck there. One of my favorites was Yippee-Yi-Yo-Ki-Yay.
And it seems like it went on from there, but I can't remember the rest
I
of it.
can't either.
And the, or again, I have to, you know, go back to,
That was from Die Hard, by
Yeah,
the way, for
right.
those of you who haven't seen it.
yeah. And here I thought it was the Lone Ranger. But the...
Terrible, terrible movie.
yeah. Although, going back to something I mentioned earlier about them reenacting scenes from Home Alone, Michelle in the back office here, who does a great job of trying to keep me straight on things, she reminded me that the show that was on was Mythbusters, and they did a really good job of reenacting some of that stuff. It's a good thing. If you have a chance to look that up online, it's a great one to watch.
Oh yeah, I bet that would hurt to get a gallon of paint in the kisser.
Yeah, after it swings from up, you know, the second
Yeah,
floor
second
down to
floor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll leave a mark for sure. But anyway, what about other big one-liners? Anybody got anything else that comes to mind?
John Wayne once said, "I'm not gonna hit you. I'm not gonna hit you." And then he knocks this guy just head over tea kettle.
Well, I lied. Sorry. Hey, you know, if you ever wonder what goes on behind the scenes here with our hometown movie guys, and you really should wonder, you need to go on YouTube and look for the Don Klein channel. He's sitting back here in the corner with his camera, and not only can you see the movie guys here in the studio with us, but you can also hear all of the frivolity and other nonsense that goes on during the commercial breaks and stuff. So make sure you check it out, the Don Klein channel on YouTube. And now next week we'll have Tina back in here with us. I'm sure she'd have some one-liners from various movies. I still think of Animal House, you know, I'm a zit.
Yep, that was a good one. I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Smells like victory. Yeah, you gotta love it. That was a great movie.
Luke, I'm your father.
Yes, I think. There's so many from Star Wars that were great lines like, what an amazing smell you've discovered. Uh-oh, Michelle's back in here again. And she's now saying, oh, okay. Well, and this from Michelle in the back office, she says, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Oh, yeah, who can
Boy,
forget
and
that
that
one?
was a controversial thing back in the day when that first came out, because, so, golly, they said a potty word. And, boy, now, you can't, seems like you can't get away from potty words, even on broadcast TV these days. Anyhow, we have another caller coming in on the line. Let's take a phone call at 23 minutes past the hour. Hi, you're on Rim Country Forum. Good morning.
Let's be back.
Oh, there we go, excellent.
That's right, good old Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? That's a
I'll be
great one.
Mozart.
Thanks. What was that?
I'll be Mozart.
I didn't catch all of that. Try to get...
I'll be Mozart.
Oh, yeah. Our caller will be Bach, and down in the corner says, I'll be Mozart. In the meantime, I'll just be Beethoven. 24 minutes past now.
And, you know, we mentioned Humphrey Bogart here a minute ago, and there's the great line in To Have and To Have Not. It says, all you have to do is whistle.
Oh.
You know how to whistle, don't you?
Yeah, there you go.
And holy smokes, was that a smoky line?
Oh, sure. And on a completely different yet somewhat similar note, what about, oh God, never mind. I'll take this phone call and I'll come back to the thought when I get the rest of the thought in my wee little brain. Hi, you're on Rim Country Forum. Thanks for calling. Hi.
How about Roser Martin in Cool Hand Mood when he says we have a failure to communicate?
Excellent.
Oh, there's I
Excellent.
think we have a failure to communicate. Good stuff. Yeah, and there's when you think back, there's so many of these lines that take you back to that movie, and I think this is we really should dedicate a whole hour to this one of these days because I mean we can go. It can just go so many different directions.
Like in Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford, when he's all beat up, he says, "It's not the years, it's the mileage."
All too true. And there was a bunch of great lines, one-liners out of the Indiana Jones movies. What they made 3 of those or 4?
Oh, yeah, 4, I think, yeah.
Yep, because they had to come back after 30 years and Indy got married.
Yeah, and then embalmed.
You gotta ask yourself,
Same movie.
you gotta ask yourself, was that 5 rounds or 6?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
Dirty
right.
Harry.
Dirty Harry, yeah.
Tell me, Brooke, do you feel lucky?
Yeah, there you go. And that's the one I was thinking of earlier with Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood had what a history of the movies, and he's still at it. But when you look back at some of the westerns that he was in way back in the early days and stuff like that, I mean, he's been at it for well since before a lot of us were born, I think, except for you, Andy.
Thank you.
Terrible. Gosh, you know, when it comes to movie one-liners, what's your favorite? If you have one, give us a call. Still got a couple minutes here before we shift gears, and we're going to be talking to Linda Gibson, the superintendent of schools for Payson Unified School District, talking about what's going to be going on with our seniors as they graduate. But in the meantime, talking to your hometown movie guys, and again, reminding you that they are reopening as of tomorrow. And they're getting everything all cleaned up, and they're promoting social distancing. They're showing some classic movies right now because the theaters have shut down. It'll take a few weeks for them to get reopened again, but in the meantime, what a fantastic time to check out on the big screen Casablanca. That's playing tomorrow at 1:30 and 7:30, and then again on Sunday at 1:30. Also, Home Alone playing, Macaulay Culkin and that hilarious boy, if you ever want to leave a kid at home, he's the one to leave there. He'll protect the house for you. And it plays tomorrow at 1 and 7, and again on Sunday at 1 o'clock. The cool part, too, is that you get in for just $5. And as Craig was saying here, they are promoting social distancing by blocking off every other row and limiting the number of people in any theater, whereas the same movie will be playing in multiple theaters so that they can spread everybody out, keep everyone safe, and yet still be able to enjoy going to the movies.
And that's why we're starting them at 1 and 1:30, kind of space out those concession lines. And then also then with 1 o'clock and then 7, that's going to give us time. We're going to go in and disinfect everything and make sure everything's good for everybody.
You know, I know it's been difficult for the theater, but it's probably been pretty difficult on your employees too. And I mean, I imagine they're looking forward to getting back at it again.
Yes they are. Well, some of it, unemployment has kind of started coming through.
Good.
A lot of the people were kind of cut off on that, but with the emergency unemployment, that's actually people started getting checks yesterday.
Ooh, that's good.
So some of them have got a little bit of relief there, so that was good.
Outstanding.
Wow, they haven't got their money for all this time until now? That's awful.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of a tricky thing, I guess, with the emergency. States like Florida and Texas that get hit by hurricanes and stuff, they're kind of used to that. They had it set up, but as I understood.
And in conclusion here, real quick, before we have to take a break and shift gears, I look back at, and we've talked about this many times, Andy and Craig, and that is that the Sawmill Theaters have done so many different fundraisers for so many different groups here in Rim Country. You've really done a lot as far as community outreach that has nothing to do with running a theater and showing people movies. I mean, you've been an integral part of the local economy and the local community. And this is a time for people that have enjoyed all of that to give back by just going and watching a movie for $5. I mean, and of course, you need to buy like 15 bags of popcorn and 3.5 gallons of Pepsi or something while you're there. But check it out.
It's like I said, we're going to kind of let the public dictate what happens here. If we get a lot of people showing up, we will open this up more and add some showings and keep this going. And if not, maybe people aren't comfortable coming out quite yet, and we'll find out tomorrow.
I bet you're going to be inundated. And I hope everyone will come out to the Sawmill Theater starting tomorrow.
I hope.
Yeah.
And there are zillions and zillions of movies out there that potentially we can enjoy. So pick your favorites.
Yeah, let the folks at the Sawmill Theaters know what movie you'd like to see on the big screen. Great chance to see some of these classic movies that maybe you saw a long time ago on the big screen but haven't seen since, or maybe never saw on the big screen, let them know. And you can always find out what's playing by going online to sawmilltheaters.com, or you can give them a call at 928-595-0876. We have to take a quick break. We'll be back with more Shifting Gears, talking to Linda Gibson, the Superintendent of Schools for the Payson Unified School District. So what's going on with all of our graduating seniors, and how are they going to be recognized? Well, we're going to find out more about that.